Well, from the pages of MikeHuckabee.com, a place for sanity in these times of tribulation, not to mention the totally free Huckabee newsletter delivered twice daily, here's another look back at the week that was. Turns out Republicans aren't the only ones disgusted by today's Democrats. A Georgia state representative, Vernon Jones, made headlines for being an African-American Democrat who has, endorsed Donald Trump's reelection. Jones said, "I endorsed the white guy, Trump, that let blacks out of jail, and they endorsed the white guy, Biden, that put blacks in jail." Jones has endured relentless attacks from his own party for his position, and the harassment almost drove him to resign. Well, that is until the story went national, and an outpouring of support led him to change his mind. He's staying in office, and he says he won't allow Democrats to bully him into submission. Jones is going to keep fighting the good fight as an independent thinker, putting country before party. In other words, a patriot. And around the world, in a communist state that also despises independent thought and free speech, yep, you guessed it, those wacky Chinese communists are at it again. Now, we know they've been covering up their response in the origins of the coronavirus outbreak, but National Review now reports that U.S. officials believe that the Chi-Coms are spreading misinformation through your phone. That's right, your phone. Intelligence officials say China is spreading already existing misinformation about COVID-19 through fake social media accounts and also through text messages, which Americans in turn shared on their social networks. As for the origin of the virus, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo appeared on another network this week, saying that he wouldn't commit to saying that COVID-19 came out of a Chinese biolab, but that China is blocking access to investigators. He chuckled, saying, "We'd love to work with China, but you have to have a partner who's willing to do that." You know, one thing you got to say about Mike Pompeo when it comes to the Chi-Coms and to most things, come to think of that, he is a master of understatement. Now, in a moment, we're going to answer some of your questions. But before we do, if you're enjoying this video so far, and I'm sure you are, consider hitting the subscribe button, also the notification bell, and the like button below. I believe Keith Bilbrey has pulled some real doozies from the My 2 Cents mailbox, and you can send your questions to my2cents@tbn.tv. So, Keith, what have you got for us?
Well, Michael from Comcast states SARS started in China. COVID-19 started in China. Whether it came from a wet market or a research laboratory, what difference does it make? The world should hold China responsible.
Yes, indeed, we should hold China responsible. They've basically wrecked not just their economy, but worse, ours and the rest of the world. They should be held accountable. And one way to hold them accountable is let's quit kowtowing to them. Let's quit allowing them to steal intellectual property, send us cheap stuff because they're not treating their workers correctly. And America's got to be independent of China. This is a good wake-up call to that very thing.
Okay, Fred from Waterford, Michigan says, "Dear Mike, I just watched the Ted Nugent episode. I just wanted to thank you and all the others that work so hard to continue producing your show each week. It really means a lot, and I'm sure it means a lot to many others to have some form of meaningful programming to watch during these times. God bless."
Thank you for the kind words. Truthfully, there are a lot of people that you'll never see on camera that are really the heroes of putting the show together. Everybody from the folks who work with our guests to get the details and logistics to the folks in the control booth who direct and produce and who have so many different jobs that you don't see or maybe even think about. But believe me, it is a team effort, and we have the best team in television here on the Huckabee Show.
Alan from Southfield, Michigan wants help. "I'm stuck in Michigan and unable to cut my lawn or buy seeds for my garden. I agree, our governor has really gone too far."
I think she has too. I can't imagine the people of Michigan re-electing a governor who says that mowing your lawn is not essential and somehow it's dangerous. Maybe dangerous to your toes if you stick your bare feet up in the mower, But otherwise, I don't get what's so unhealthy about mowing your lawn or planting a garden. So I agree with you.
Edward at Cox.net. Governor Huckabee, you've said many times that God will bless those who love Israel. I believe that. But could you kindly give me the place in the scriptures where it says that so I can show others?
Absolutely. Genesis 12:3. The Bible says God will bless those who bless Israel. And he also says he will curse those who curse Israel. Now, there are some people who say, yeah, but that was the Old Testament. Yeah, but it was God speaking. I'm just one of those folks who believe the whole thing is God's breathed word, inerrant, infallible, and 100% trustworthy. Pretty simple for a guy like me.
All right. Frank from Morgantown, West Virginia. Governor, I'd like to comment to those who want socialism, communism here in the USA. Listen up. You're getting a small taste of it now from your state government, telling you what you can and can't do, where you can and can't go, and who you can or can't see. If you wanted to get a lot worse, put a Democratic government back in the White House.
Well, you're singing my song, and in fact, in the monologue that I have on our show this week, it's exactly what I'm saying, is that the people who want to keep you at home indefinitely are not the people I want to keep in office. I think most of us as Americans value our jobs and our communities. We want to be safe. We want to take all the right mitigation measures, but we don't want to spend the rest of our lives like hermits, sitting in our caves, afraid of our own shadow. So good word, good work. Now, from the Twitterverse, where you can follow me at GovMikeHuckabee, we got a few shout-outs. Between Chris Cuomo's stage emergence from quarantine and Brian Stelter tweeting how he hides under his covers and cries, CNN news anchors look like they're in need of a good therapist and ought to steer clear of any lie detectors. I mean, could you imagine Walter Cronkite bursting into tears on TV like a teenager who got a pimple on prom night because he was afraid of his feelings? All right, moving on. We want to give some shout outs to everyone developing quarantine cabin fever relief activities, like this gentleman who learned how to roll over and let a scooter drag him through the house. Or how about this dad working from home who refused to let his children get in the way of him completing his task, no matter how high the cost? And finally, a shout out to Wes and Marcy Jackson, who brought the Horses of Hope to visit with nursing home residents. The men and women quarantined inside were thrilled. And they weren't even on their high horse. How about that? Now, before we close, remember this simple version of the golden rule as you go about your week. Always leave people better than you found them. Hug the hurt, befriend the lost, love the lonely. In these days and times, following these simple ideas could have a powerful impact on your family, friends, and neighbors. And until next time, these are the facts of the matter. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, then subscribe, and hit the notification bell below. Now, if you didn't like it, you ought to find a Ben Shapiro video to detox you with more facts.